Good evening. It's another episode, video and audio style of this newscast.
Let's get it.
I almost just kept looking at my computer, but I'm here. I'm present. I'm
Definitely
totally focused
scripted.
on you guys. Yeah, if it was scripted, people would know for sure. Because other episodes where you could definitely tell I just go off on tangents and make things up or improv. Again, not scripted. You can't script some of this stuff, especially the family bit. Can't script it. You can't make it up. Or can you?
We're just that good of actor, or that bad. Would it be good acting or bad acting?
It'd be good to, well, because you're fooling people, so if anything, it's good, right? Anyway. So, it is March 17th in the year of our meme lord, 2021.
Yes.
And quite a bit has updated since Nate, the man, the myth, has been on. I've had a couple guests. It's been fun because just to mix things up now, since I don't know anything about the video part of it, I just did audio. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this, go ahead and check out the previous episodes I have posted. The most recent one being with Tony. That was really fun because he's someone I've wanted to have on for a really long time, and finally got to do it and got to talk. It was pretty much, a lot of it was honestly like, this is probably, it would be more for sports people, but there was a good chunk where we were kind of just creaming in our pants over MMA fighters because, yeah, that's how it'd be. But anyway, I hope you guys have had a good weekend. If you have not already, go to YouTube, go to the Snoozecast as one word, and smash that subscribe button. Smash it until it cannot be smashed no more. And then also give a video a like. And if you have any friends that are kind of in that mood of, like let's say they're going to work and listening to some podcasts, if you think we're funny or entertaining, throw us a recommendation. It helps us out. Or you can give us a review on the audio platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So that's about it on house cleaning. Or what do they call it? When like the host or whatever.
Shit.
I think it's house cleaning. No, it's anyway.
I know the saying, but it's not. It's not.
And it's not maintenance either. It's not it's house something. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. House cleaning and housekeeping are different.
Well, they're different,
somewhat.
but like in the way that I'm using it.
Yeah. The way that you're using it, it's housekeeping. It's 100% housekeeping. I'm pretty sure. That sounds pretty good. But now I'm doubting myself. Fuck. Just the way that you're looking. Just the way that you're looking at it. I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
Oh.
Well, at least you didn't have a high-pitched voice when you said it, so the confidence is definitely a good sign. But obviously with me on the other side just being like, oh, man. Anyway.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know. I bet listening to this in your headphones is probably the worst. Just
everyone's headphones are now going to be replaced, courtesy of yours truly.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You probably need to replace it anyway, and you got that stimmy check that just came through, so you can buy a nice set.
Exactly, and that is the perfect segue into
the big topic.
The significance of this date.
Yes.
It is the official date of the stimulus payments for people that whether it's being sent out or direct deposit. Mine was direct deposit, and there's actually some little bits of information that you may have known because you're pretty well educated on some of this stuff, like especially from a legislation standpoint. But something came up that I didn't know that had me a little bit worried. I'm not gonna lie, a little spooked. And anyway, so it went through, And some people actually got their payments as early as the weekend, which I kind of was hoping that was the case. And obviously, when that wasn't happening, I was like, well, that's weird. Because I didn't really know the official date was the 17th. But here we are. Anyway, so got it. We're good. I got all the money. So now I will order the cookie at Subway. Did you see those types of memes?
I've seen them. I've seen them all over Twitter.
Oh yeah,
they're
it's
going
great.
crazy. Everyone going crazy. That's how you know when the stimulus hits is all the fucking memes go through.
Oh
and
yeah.
then everyone has like starts posting receipts and shit like that. Fucking
for sure.
insane.
I mean, it's gonna be receipts of bills.
The thing that's gonna be for most people is going to be paying.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember correctly, the statistics from the last couple stimulus checks were people paying off debts, like, and catching up on bills. It was like 50% or 60%.
I'd say. I mean, that sounds pretty about there.
And then like another 30% put it into a savings account, and then 10% actually spent it on useless stuff.
Yeah, that I would be in the 30% category.
30%.
I was fortunate to be even in terms of bills, so that was all gain. The first time. Was it just $1,000 or was it $1,200?
The first one was $1,200, and then the second one was $600, and then this one was $1,400.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Well, anyway, so yeah, it's in. We're good. Good, and if you have direct deposit, but if you're not, then good luck. I wish the best.
Give it 2 weeks.
Man, I've heard it's been a fucking pain in the ass. Like my mom.
Some people still haven't gotten their first one.
Yeah. My mom just barely got hers, like probably a month or so ago, or like a couple months ago for the first one.
The beauty of it though is that if you didn't get it and you were able to file your taxes early, you could actually claim it on your taxes and get a larger return that way. And if you still got the stimulus check after filing your taxes, if it just like showed up at your house, like the mail one, you could keep it.
Yeah. Interesting.
You could double. They eventually would let you double down on that. It was really weird how they handled last year's stuff.
Yeah.
But so many people didn't get them that they had to do something. So
right, makes sense for sure. Now, as far as just personal news, what would give us a bit of recap what you've been up to, young Nate? It's been a while.
It's been interesting, I guess, a little bit ups and downs.
Cars alive?
I did fix the car. I don't know if I mentioned that last time on the stream, but I fixed the car. It does run and it does drive. The problems with it now that need to get fixed is it does have a flat tire.
Oh well.
And the registration is out on it. It's expired on
yeah.
it, so I need to get new registration on it. But I can't do that until I pass the emissions test, and I don't plan on doing any of that anytime soon. So all that work getting it running was pointless. But it was something to do.
Not pointless. Like it turns on. Like the fact that like it's a way better starting point.
The fact that it runs is cool, but in order to get it to pass emissions, I'm gonna have to spend an absolute boatload of money that I just don't have and don't want to spend on it right now. So I just
that's fair.
At least it runs and drives, so at least I know that it works when I do decide to get it registered and everything.
Yeah, like there's that starting point. Like because I feel like a car that just is broken down and doesn't turn on or whatever, like just is like this kind of dead weight that like. You're just kind of, you keep looking at it and you're like, oh, God.
It can be. When I bought the Celica, I bought it for $600, and I bought it on purpose for it being a piece of crap or not running because.
And then he pimped that ride. No,
yeah, kind of, a little bit, not really. But I bought that car for $600 because it wasn't running, and and I think it just has to do with the fact that I'm mechanically inclined, right? I'm really into fixing cars, so you can buy a crappy car for cheap if you know what to look for and you know what the big red flags are, right, for purchasing them. Because I made the mistake once. I bought a car for $300 and it had a big ass hole in the engine. I was like, well, that's not gonna work. So then I bought the second one.
Like slaps the top of the hood. This thing has the biggest hole you've ever seen.
Well, thankfully, I only bought the first Celica for $300, and then when I saw the hole in the engine, I was like, well, shit. And then I got to scrap it for like $150.
How does that happen? Just a hole, you know? Like, how does that happen?
Someone decided modifying it, I guess, or something, or ran it out of oil. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could have caused that.
What? It's me just, like, getting real close, just like, excuse me? I'm going to modify this by putting a hole in the engine.
No.
Say it.
Usually if you modify, like, the power of the car, if you, like, up the power, you can send the piston through the fucking engine block.
Okay. I thought... Sorry, because
let me just get a hole cutter.
Let me just drill a hole. That's how I heard it. Like,
oh
my god. That's how I heard it, because you're literally like, oh yeah, for power. Like, he drilled a hole, and then I was like, what? Like, yeah, like for power. And I'm like, so my brain was like,
no. Usually,
plus.
Usually the case is if the number one cause is if you put a turbo on a car that isn't meant for turbos. That will usually just sends a piston right through the engine and creates a huge hole. No, I bought that one for $300, got $150 back for recycling, and then I got the second one for $600 and fixed it up. So it can be a good idea if you're willing to put in the work and you know what you're looking for. Obviously, sometimes you got to get burned to learn the lesson, as I did. But if you know what you're doing, then you can get a rocking car for a good price. But it's a lucky thing. You got to get lucky.
It's a lot. You got to be a little bit lucky. You gotta know some things, and it's a little bit of everything. I got some car updates of my own. So the computer, the ECM or something, is it? Yeah, that failed. Yeah. Guess how much those cost for mine anyway?
Yours probably $1,200.
Yeah, 1,200.
Oh, I was
buckaroonies.
I was spot on.
I think it might be 1,300 if I'm memorizing correct. But you were close enough. So wow, I still remember. Yeah,
from working as a mechanic, how much those cost.
Well, especially for like that type of car, and then not only that, but also that you gotta consider when it's at a shop, like there's gonna be labor involved, and that's like 300 something. So, that is the diagnosis. Now they were able to just buy. Again, I don't know how or what they did exactly, but they were able to kind of get in there and get things right to make it to start it and run it so it runs. But it's kind of one of those things where at this point it's like, we don't really know how long it's gonna be before it goes out again, and obviously I can't just keep going back like, hey, can you turn it on again, please? Thanks. It'd be cool if they could do that, but it'd be a pain in the ass because obviously you have to tow it there, and then so they had it for like 2 days because really they couldn't get to it because they got 7 of my car just fucking pooped onto them before I got there. Like they just dumped onto them with other different issues, of course.
Wait, so you had to tow it there?
Yeah, mine did not start at all. It did not start. Yeah,
but they got it to start.
Well, yeah, they got it to start. Yeah, because I was telling you, like I tried jumping it, that did nothing because the battery, there's nothing wrong with it. And then I got it in there, and yeah, they were able to get it to actually like start back up. So
that's really interesting.
And again, I don't, I was pretty dead ass asleep when they called this morning to tell me. I was like, well, because what happened is I set my alarm. I got up. Well, I didn't. Fucking A. Sorry, guys.
You got the wrong.
Rhoda. I just got like this fucking thing stuck in my throat. It's like, guys, I haven't smoked in a while. In a minute. That's what I hate the most. I feel like I've had some form of like since I smoked for the first time, and it really bothers me sometimes. A lot of the time, like for the most part, especially lately, it's not really a thing. But when it happens, and I'm like, motherfucker, because it would never happen before. But anyway,
smoke one time, you already got lung cancer.
So anyway, so my car's running, but it's definitely just a matter of time. So I am in the market for something new, and on their end, they're like, hey, not only is this like something we would have to replace if you went forward with us, but also like these are very hard to find for this particular car. Like they're having a very hard time finding like a particular like vendor for them.
It's because they're trying to buy a new one. That's why it's so expensive. That's what those places do.
Yeah. So they're trying
it's a huge ripoff, is what it is.
Yeah.
Because when I had the similar problem when with my Audi, right? Except mine would start, but it would only run on 2 cylinders. It's a 4-cylinder car, but it would only run on 2. I don't know what happened, but I parked it one day, turned it on, and then can't remember where it was at, but I turned it on and it would only run on 2 cylinders, and it wouldn't stay running for long. So I bought a new ECM on eBay for like $100, slapped it in, and off I went. So you can probably replace it. You probably won't. You won't convince them to do it for you at that low of a cost.
Yeah.
But if you can find it, they're not too bad to replace. Usually, sometimes you might have to dig in the engine bay a bit, but it's usually some form of a clip that you pop off on them that attaches all the wiring to it, and then slap the new one in there, and be done.
Yeah, I do have a contact. I do have that person that I have actually chatted with. He's the YouTuber that does all the Saab videos. I reached out to him for an unrelated Saab thing, and he responded pretty quickly. And he's not like super famous enough to like get flooded with DMs that he can't get to. So like, he's at the
he's reachable.
Yeah, he's reachable. So I'm gonna ask him about that because I know for sure that'll be right up his alley. Because the other thing I asked him, it was like my fucking. I feel like such an idiot. My red panel that like covers my rear, my rear left light, fucking popped off. It just disappeared.
Oh,
it's gone.
Yeah.
Into the abyss. And I was like, where the fuck do I find these? So
junkyard.
I look online, and yeah, that's what he said. I was like, hey, where the I feel like an idiot for asking this because like this is literally like.
Junkyard. Sometimes you can find like new ones online, but usually they're like $150, $200. They're expensive.
And also, they always come in pairs and shit. And
yeah, they always come in pairs.
Stupid. It's so stupid. So he's like, yeah, a junkyard could have them. But anyway, so that I asked him, I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm like fucking possibly wasting 2 minutes of your life with this thing.
eBay is actually a really good place as well. A lot of people forget about it, but eBay is actually a really good place to find like specific parts like that. Like you could probably find just one on eBay for like maybe $50 to $75.
Yeah. Cool. Well, here's the really dumb part. I had it, and it popped off while I was moving something out of my car. Like I was picking up a heavy box, and it like nicked it like at just a perfect angle. It popped it off. Didn't break. It just popped it off perfectly. So I had it. I'm like, oh shit, well, that's lame. And my thinking was, well, like, let's just slap a lot of duct tape on there, baby. So I fucking slapped that bitch on there, and it fucking just disappeared.
Yeah.
It disappeared. Oh man,
someone probably took it. They saw the duct tape on there, like, ooh.
Well, like, no, it definitely fell off because like I put it on. And it's a mystery. It is a mystery because the tape also went underneath. It would have been tucked and stowed away underneath like the trunk, like the lid. Because I remember putting it all on, and some of it like overlapped into the trunk area. So like I would have thought like, oh well, when the trunk goes down, it'll kind of like hold on to it. So if it does pop off, it'll kind of be just flinging in the air. No, it's gone. It disappeared. It's fucking. That duct tape must have been dog shit because like
you got the cheap duct tape. That's the problem.
Well, here it was emergency gas station duct tape.
Oh yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Expensive crap.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what happened, and it's been off ever since, and I've been just kind of like, I hope they don't pull me over. They probably will, but
at some point.
Well, when someone sees me, I've definitely seen a couple of cops where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to maneuver, like.
Yeah, you like specifically avoid him. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's this one like that pulled next to me, but like he was coming from another angle, so I like just let him just kind of drive ahead of me.
Yeah.
I was like, don't look at me, please. Or like one time I was like 3 lanes going one. I didn't have to. My particular destination I had to keep going straight, but someone on to my far left, I saw from far in the rear, a cop just pulling up. Obviously, he wasn't like looking or anything, so I immediately noticed he was there, and I just take a right. I'm like, yep, I'm out of here. Just fucking disappeared and just kind of like, just drive around for a second. Now, fortunately, in a big city like this, they couldn't be fucked probably if they're like in the middle of something else, because man, there's some wacky crime that happens here. So anyway, so that's that. We have cars that have problems, and this is what happens when we have European cars. It's just the
Euro.
life.
Woo.
Yeah. They're cool until they're not.
They're cool until you need to fix them.
Yeah, dude.
But that's why we love them. Damn it.
Yeah, dude, this guy had a fucking sweet version of my car. It was properly painted, and like, man, it made me feel sad about my car. I was like, oh man, poor girl. She's just all fucking sad and faded, fucking shitty matte paint. Oh,
yeah.
God. Now, it wasn't my choice, so I can at least,
Yeah, at least you can live with yourself.
Yeah. I didn't choose. I didn't be like, you know what? Painting this purple this is a good idea. Unlike some people we know. Was it purple or blue?
The Saturn.
Saturn. Yeah,
it was a purple and blue.
Oh,
it was
God, Jesus Christ.
it was a blue base coat with a purple pearlescent clear coat on top of it. So in correct shading, it would actually change color a little bit. It was actually really cool. It was a cool paint.
Yeah,
color.
It was
scheme.
Interesting.
It didn't turn out very well because it was cheap paint, but I told him before I painted it.
So that's what happens.
That's what happens. Don't last long. You got that Mako paint job.
Oh, God. Well, anyway, and yeah, so as far as the news goes, there hasn't really been a whole lot else other than the stimmies. Now, in the entertainment kind of area, there's a couple fun things happening. Like, for example, the new Justice League re-release comes out probably tonight at midnight. Its official date is the 18th, but I think it'll be out at midnight, so quote-unquote 18th. So I will be watching that because I obviously did not like the first release of the Justice League because, it's two different directors kind of version, and they mash it up into one, and it's really bad. It's probably one of the most terrible post-production.
It's literally two movies in one.
Well,
like two different movies.
Not.
Is that what you mean?
I wouldn't say not that. It's not like Fantastic Four, like another shitty movie that came out recently. Well, 6 years ago, but sort of recent.
Just recently.
Well, sort of.
It's the most recent. Been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute. That one does feel like two movies, like because two separate movies, because it starts and there's like a clear shift and it's just this whole nother movie. Justice League is just this really bad botched unfinished movie. Like it's just unfinished. It's like okay. Zack Snyder does his stuff and has his kind of groundwork and has a lot of his special effects done, but then he has to leave and Joss Whedon steps in and basically is like, this movie needs to be lighter, and WB is like, yeah, we need to like stop being so dark and depressing and shit. So they try to like lighten the movie and make it kind of like Avengers in the sense of like the kind of witty banter and kind of lightness, and it's just like, it's just not. That's not like the groundwork of the movie is not based in that, so it's just that's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of positive reviews of this re-release saying like, hey, it's a lot more enjoyable, especially since they're able to do 4 separate 1-hour pieces. So it kind of, you get to really delve into it. So
you have to let us know how that goes.
For sure. I definitely will. Another thing about movies and also cars, we were talking about that. I recently rewatched the movie Rush. Have you heard of this movie?
I've never heard of that movie.
Yeah, it's a movie about Niki Lauda and James Hunt and their rivalry in the 1976 Formula One season. And it definitely was the movie, like probably like a lot of people around my age that would have seen that movie, similar thing. It's kind of what got me interested into like kind of reading up and doing some research on Formula One and watching a little bit and checking out some documentaries, because that shit is fucking wild. Like, especially in the 70s, 2 or 3 drivers dying every year. Like, there's literally 20% chance of death, and death can happen in like NASCAR, and it has for sure in the past. Dale Earnhardt Sr. stuff like that. What I didn't know actually about him is I didn't know he like got out of his car and was like alive and like walked to the ambulance with. He was being helped obviously, but then died at the hospital. I didn't know that part. Yeah, I watched another documentary, but anyway. So Rush, it's so again 2 racers. They kind of take place. It starts in 1973 when they're both Formula 3 and kind of rising through the ranks, and Chris Hemsworth plays the British kind of more fun kind of party type, and then Daniel Bruhl he plays Niki Lauda, who's a lot more. He's kind of one of the first like real cold kind of calculated drivers and of that time, and kind of was real brought like a sense of professionalism that hadn't really been there, because a lot of the times it was kind of like cowboys, like in the sense of just kind of like, hey man, we're here, we're boozing it up and fucking driving these insanely fast cars. So of course they have this great rivalry, and Niki Lauda has a crash that leaves him scarred for life, and he actually comes back after this crash where he's like got first degree burns like on his head, all this shit. He comes back. He only misses 2 races that season, which is 2 weeks basically.
Wow.
Yeah, he comes back. Well, actually, I could be wrong. It might have been. Let's see. It was a very, very quick turnaround time.
You just want to get right back into it. Hell yeah.
How long was Niki Lauda out from 1976? Okay, let's see. Niki Lauda, who recently died in 2019. Not 2015. Like the Fantastic Four movie. Nuremberg crash. Ba 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 ba. So 6 weeks. So 2 races, but 6 weeks.
Wow.
That's still fucking wild. From being in a burning car where you have first degree burns, and also the poison that he inhaled from the gas that was burning up in his hair, because he had a modified helmet. I don't know if it was because his head was too small or too big, but he had a modified helmet and it popped off like real easy. So he was super exposed to a lot of that shit.
That's like the day after the doctor's note expired, he's like, I'm back in.
I mean, yeah, and he, and in the movie they portray it like, he was in the hospital bed watching his rival James Hunt win all the other races. So like they're pumping the poison out of his lungs and stuff, and he's just sitting there like, no, keep going. Like when they are like, all right, well, we're done for the day. He's like, no, keep going, because I want to like get back and dude, yeah, that's definitely like it's shit like that where I'm like, holy moly. Like when
I've been surprised by how they've handled like car movies, Yeah.
Now this one has a couple different inaccuracies. In the movie they portray it like they're really bitter rivals and like really hate each other, but really in real life, because I'd also watched documentaries and read up on it, they were actually homies, like just legit. They like, because they came up together and developed at the same time, so they were traveling Europe together for the most part, not on the same team or anything, but they were traveling together and going to races, and they were like legitimately just homies. And of course,
had a little bit of drama. Even
sure.
Ford versus Ferrari was a little bit over dramatized a bit.
Yeah, I actually started it. I didn't finish it, but have you watched it?
I like that one. That one is a good one.
Nice. I like because I'm not super educated on kind of race car and just that history. But when you get to watch a movie that kind of gives you, especially Rush, they definitely give you some really good a really good feel of the experience of being a Formula One driver, and kind of just the feeling of that they get in a way. And so yeah, it's one of really well done movie. Yeah, one of my faves in kind of the sports category. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I feel like I talk a lot. Start saying something. I don't know.
I think we both talked a lot.
No, yeah,
that's how you know we're old.
We
talk too much.
Yeah, you talk too goddamn much.
An old tail loves to wag.
Yep.
I don't know why that's a thing that I've heard, but
yeah, I never heard it until just now.
I heard it somewhere, and it's just been in my head ever since. I don't know why.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other memes? Any other news? None. I mean, because again, we only learn the news from the most reliable source, memes.
Pretty much. I think really the main focus has just been on the stimulus checks.
Yeah, we live in a stimulation
for the month, for at least this month.
Yeah, especially with it being signed and all that. Oh, I remember what I was going to say about the stimulus. There was a particular aspect of the stimulus that I was not aware about until recently that made me nervous because I have been paying on a credit card and I'm not like overdue or in any collections agencies or something, but like it's just been open for a long time, and it's kind of like I'm trying to fucking get rid of it, but like sometimes it's like, it's difficult to just cultivate lots of money all of a sudden and just poop it out. So I was like, man, and basically what I'm getting to is, before there is a kind of like a language in the bill that prevented any kind of debt collection agencies from garnishing the checks. To this particular one, that was not implied because of the time constraints that they had, so they weren't able to get that like little bit improved. So
I think
so it's possible that a lot of people, and I was nervous that I might have been one of these people that people that really need money and just happen to also just kind of be really behind on bills and shit on certain things.
But there's a difference between being behind and being in collections. Debt collectors are only with the garnishing checks is only for debt collectors, and they operate when you are delinquent on your debts, which happens 90 days after, or if you don't pay after 90 days.
Yeah.
So as long as you didn't have that, then you were fine.
Yeah, but still, this is one of those things. Like,
other than that, you're at risk.
These people can just like fucking hop in and just like do that?
That's not even the worst part of what debt collectors can do. The worst thing that they can do is that even if you work with the agents, the financial institution that you owe the debt to, right? And you work with them to pay off the debt, if it's still delinquent, and they decide to sell the debt to the debt market, and a debt collector picks it up, the person on the debt collector can collect, is legally allowed to collect the full amount of the debt, even if you pay it off. Yep. Now that's just what I understand about debt collectors. I don't know, maybe things have changed. I haven't really kept up with the debt collection market sort of thing, because a lot of what the government's been doing the past year has been trying to keep people from being delinquent on their loans and on their credit lines. So stuff like mortgages and stuff like that, especially. That one's really interesting. All the people that are delinquent on their mortgage payments.
Dude, it's wild.
But the semi check was pretty much the main news for this week. I don't really know much else about what's coming up. They just passed the stimulus check, or what is it called? The actual act. I think it was the Rescue America Act, I think is what it was called.
America, fuck yeah.
And apparently now they're shifting the conversation to wealth tax and financing future bills. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I have not. Please, I guess what's the word?
It's still like in the early stages of being talked, but I think give it like another month and people are going to start talking about it a little bit more. And it has to do with taxing people who have, I think it was like over 300 million or more I think it was like 300 million in income or 300 million, or sorry, a net wealth over 300 million is where the conversation started. So anyone who has a net worth of 300 million or over, they're looking at taxing those people with a wealth tax. But again, this is really early on, not a lot of development on there, and I think, hell, I even think Senate's going on break here soon too.
Yeah, and that's kind of, I guess, wasn't that really one of the kind of key factors in really getting this thing like accelerated as fast as it was?
Yeah, because otherwise,
when you're on a break, you can't, like, nothing happens, and people are waiting even longer for the money that they desperately need. So,
well, they wanted to get it through as fast as possible because they were really close with the bill towards the end, and if they went on break, because the way Congress takes their breaks, they do it like on an off schedule, right? So one section does it, and then the other section does it, which really slows down progress. And they just wanted to get it done before they went through that process, because now it's going to take a long. I don't think you'll get any legislative updates for the next 1 to 2 months. So,
yeah,
politics is going to be not the thing to talk about. It's not going to be the hit thing on YouTube. It's going to be,
which is probably going to be a relief in a way, because fucking A, I am
politics
over it.
Gets people fired up.
Over it.
But
fired up, but then
finance
also
is what's going to really blow up. People are going to be talking all about stocks and stuff like that now.
Stonks.
Mm-hmm.
I might use some of this stimmy money to invest, but I'll have to. It only just came in today, so there's a couple of priorities, such as getting my flight to Boise finalized. That's pretty much my main focus, and then things after that, like other payments and stuff. I'm like, all right, well, we can work kind of slowly on that. But yeah, because plane tickets ain't cheap.
They used to be cheap. I actually had a conversation about this with a friend. He was going to Vegas in the next couple of weekends, and he was like, I asked him, I was like, well, are you flying there? And he's like, no, plane tickets went through the roof. I was like, what? And I looked, and plane tickets to Vegas are like $250. And I was like, hold up, like 2 months ago, I could have gotten these for like $80. What the hell happened?
Oh my God, I remember when COVID exploded, and things were shutting down left and right. A friend and I were like, dude, how much would it be to go to just Miami?
Yeah,
it was $60 down and back. I was like,
yeah.
Shit. Do we want to go to Miami this weekend? Just come back.
It was fucking insane,
dude. I was like,
and it stayed that way for a long time. Like a whole week in Vegas cost like $300, hotel, plane, and all. It was ridiculous.
Close to being like, dude. And I don't know why Miami. I think it was just because it was so far away and
Miami,
Miami, baby. I'm just kind of like, dude. I was very close. Like, dude, you want to just go to Miami? Because it sounds so wild. It's like,
you would have been crucified on social media if you went to Miami that time.
I would just not have said anything. I would
have just done it in secret.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would go to the airport, wear a fake mustache.
No, I am not Colton. I mean, yes, I am Colton. That's what it says, right?
Yeah, totally. The Uber
you have to take it off
something.
For security.
Yeah, it's like, can I see your? I give them my ID and they ask me to take off my glasses, and I'm like, fuck, take off the mustache, sir.
Everyone, Facebook's gonna know now.
Fuck, dude. I just see some old lady just
Zuckerberg, he got me again. Busted.
Dude. But yeah, just the thought was like so funny. It's like, dude, let's just do.
I thought it was absolutely insane.
Let's leave and then just do all the blow and just fucking come back. Just
probably could have gotten
insane.
like tickets like well in advance for pretty cheap though. You could have gotten like in July of last year. You probably could have gotten tickets for July of this year for a rockin' deal. Now they're like $300 for a ticket. You probably could have gotten them for like $100 or probably maybe a little bit more.
Well, I think because we kept going down that rabbit hole, and I think there's a certain point where they kind of evened out to normal prices, and I think it would have been August when they started like. That's as far as we went. Like, how long are you gonna stay that way? So, but yeah, that like literally. It happened on like a Wednesday or something, and we're just sitting in there in the break room like, wait, what? And then we just look it up and we're like, oh, fuck. Like,
yeah, it's one of the things I would do on my downtime at my old job is I would just like
randomly look up flights.
I would just like look up flights wherever, and like Vegas, Hawaii. I looked up Italy. Italy was cheap too.
Nice. Well, that's where it was.
But that was the sketchy place.
Well, yeah, no, that was where it was like huge and like
that's where people were freaking the fuck out.
Oh yeah, like 'cause it was bad. Well, just because like the way the city is like structured, where people live, and like how families, the whole family lives together, and people
now Europe's going back into lockdown. You seen that? Some of those places are still going into lockdown again.
I saw.
I think it was. Speaking of Italy, I think it was Italy again going back into lockdown.
Interesting.
Earlier last week.
Their population, I think, is like pretty old. Like. As a whole, like in general, like they have a lot of old.
They have I think they have some of the oldest people in the region.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and it's not. Unfortunately, it's not as bad as
the things pasta can do for your body.
Dude, yeah.
It makes you fat and it makes you old.
Fat and old. Yeah, it's really healthy. Speaking of getting fat and old, I'm going to have a Brooklyn style. I'm not going to get it as well. I don't know. I might treat myself.
Treat
Brooklyn
yourself.
style pizza because, man, this week has been quite the stress. And, because Thursday night is when the car was like not starting. I was like, fuck. So I took it there. I was like, it's just not going. And then I tried to get it jumped. And the weekend, I literally Saturday, I could have probably attempted the jump. So I got information on that, and I didn't because I literally was just laying down. I'm like, man, there's like so much to do that I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And like not even like just like tired, just like kind of like you're awake, but you're just kind of like, I'm just gonna lay here and hope like my problems just like disappear somehow. Obviously, that doesn't like work at all, but just kind of one of those things where you're like, ugh, God. Yeah. Sunday, I like got up and played some games. So yeah, I did that. But Monday, I got a gym membership, and I fucking went to the gym, and I was like, I'm gonna get fucking buff.
My brother got a gym membership again too. He started going back.
Sick of being sad, and I started getting fucking jacked. And so I did that, and so I got a gym membership now, so that's cool. I went like 3 days in a row, and the first 2 days I went twice a day because I was just like, fuck it. And the problem with like knowing what to do in the gym and like knowing workouts and like having knowledge on what works for you and all those things is day one is that first bit is the hardest.
Yeah.
So I did all the workouts I've normally done, and my body was just like, excuse me.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And I'm just getting buff, man. And yeah, I was so fucking sore for the day before yesterday. I was like still sore from, because this was last week. So yeah.
No, I started working out. I didn't get a gym membership. I do workouts at home, and I started getting back into it in January. And I did push-ups for the first day. I did like push-ups and some burpees, and I woke up the next morning and my fucking chest was so sore. I'm like, why am I such a pussy?
Dude, I can do. I did like during a stretch where like it just didn't work out at all,
Yeah.
to get something done, I would literally just randomly stop and do 30 push-ups and be like, all right, that's good. And then I wake up the next day and like, not like dead sore, but like sore a little. I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, shit. I was like, oh man, I'm out of shape. Fuck. I could still do them, like 30 push-ups. I'm like, okay, that's not bad, like in a row.
Dude, I do like 30 crunch or 25 crunches, and I'm already like, ah.
Nice.
God damn.
What else? I was surprised though. I was at the gym. I was surprised how because my favorite thing to do with chest stuff is, hopping on that bench. It's the ultimate meathead workout. I hopped on there, and I hadn't really lost as much strength as I thought. It obviously diminished, but I was a little surprised. I'm like, oh, I could still like do this amount of weight. Alrighty.
As long as you can get one plate on each side, you're solid. You're fucking solid.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's like the weight that I didn't start at, but like I was like there eventually. And I'm like, oh, this is like, a little harder than normal because I haven't done it in a while. But like I was still doing it. I was like, oh, nice, cool. A great thing about this gym that I really am liking is they have punching bags. So
that's good.
I fucking hate treadmills. I cannot stand them. They always just not great on my knees. I wouldn't say I have like a history of like bad knees or anything, but like for some reason just running on like this machine, the impact, like I just don't like it. Like it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I have a bad leg and my leg kind of swings, so I actually have balance issues on a fucking treadmill.
Yeah, it's the worst. And like some of them, like if you get like a shitty treadmill, it's just like
the stairs were my favorite. The stairs
were good.
Stairs are good.
Stairs were a good fucking workout. Also, I like ellipticals just for a very light kind of normal warm up.
Ellipticals aren't bad. The bike, for whatever reason, makes me sweat like a motherfucker, though. I don't know why.
Dude, they make my butt hurt.
Yeah, that too. Oh,
especially the ones where you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like you're, it's like at the big fucking windmill thing or the big wheel.
I know which one you're talking about.
It like blows air back at you.
Yeah.
Man, those are a pain in the ass. And it's like deceiving because you're cool like you're having cool air like blowing onto you the entire time. So you're like, wait a minute, I'm not like wearing myself out. Wait, what's happening? I'm getting tired, but like I'm being cooled down immediately. Fuck. And you keep going with this false sense of security.
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck, what's happening to me?
You try to breathe and it's still super thick, but then the air like brushes across your face and it feels crisp and you're like, what the hell is going on?
What's happening? Am I getting in shape or what? I don't feel like I'm suffering, but I am. It's like, that one always fucked me up because I was just like, what's happening here? Like the only indication that I'm working hard is my butt hurts. But with the punching bags, like those are real good cardio workouts, so I just do that and I punch and I look like a fighter, fucking punching shit.
Got a jump rope.
Those are fun. I actually got a lot better at those. At first, when I went to this kickboxing place when I first moved here, they did jump rope as a warm up. It was the worst. I hated it, but I got decent at it, so if I feel like doing jump rope, I feel like I know I can do it now. So
yeah.
Also, I shocked my system by also not only starting working out on that Monday last week, all that stuff. I was like, all right, well now another thing we're gonna do is we're gonna what's it called? We're gonna start eating right because that's kind of like the big thing too. So, I went from eating shitty food to like only meat and green vegetables, like literally immediately. Especially like a lot of like I got like a bunch of ribeyes, like a nice clean fucking cut ribeyes, and the body was like, well, we know what to do with this, but also like, yo, this is like a sudden change, so we're gonna have to like just get this out quick. So I had some. I was on the stool a bit. Don't want to get too graphic or anything, but it was a process. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've been I've been reducing the amount of carbs that I've been consuming and upping it up on meats and veggies as well.
Yeah, like my thing went from like fucking whatever sugar I was having in all the random foods I was having to 0. Like,
but I think today I'm going for that Idaho pizza.
No, yeah, today I'm cheating just because a lot of
it's been a shitty week for both of us. It's been a bad week for me too.
Well, yeah, like it's just there has been relief today that the fact my car was able to turn on and I can drive it. So and also the stimulus came in, so like there's kind of a certain relief, and then I'm just kind of like, fuck it, man, that was a lot of stress. I'm gonna eat a pizza, just kind of as a relaxing thing, and then I'll be able to. I'm gonna fucking get back and go to the gym tomorrow and go after work and all that shit. So yeah. Yep. Anyway, I'll be honest. I think that does it for today. I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to bring up or mention, or any shout outs, any plugs, anything.
I've been working on a project for the stimulus check because I'm not in a place where I don't necessarily need it, but I would like to use it for something, right? And I don't want to put it all on bills and stuff because then I can't use it. I've been trying to figure out a way to make more money off of it. So the project that I'm working on is I'm actually, I'm going to go ahead and toss it into a brokerage account and see how much money I can make on the markets using government money. So we're going to see how much money the government can make me. So that's a project that I have developed. I don't know. What do you think?
Interesting. I don't really know how any of that works, so it sounds
the
like
idea
it has
is
some upside.
The idea is to live stream it, give me something to do during the days rather than just sit and stare at computers. At least I can. The idea is that at least it's not something I recommend people do. First of all, don't just like throw your money out in the markets like that. That's very dangerous, right? Unless you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But I think it would be entertaining for people to live the gambling, right? The gambling addiction that a lot of people have, or like that sort of emotions, right? Mm-hmm. People can live that vicariously through me. Nice. And I can live stream it to people out on my Twitch, Coffee Break Studios. Nice. Every day the market is open and the goal is to see how far we can push this $1,000.
Interesting.
So if you've ever wanted to, if you need something to do while you're working, feel free to hop on into the Twitch and watch me lose money and scream.
Make sure you do that after you watch this episode.
Of course.
So anyway, hell yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Also, don't forget, once again, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora. Add us there. That way you don't miss a moment when an episode comes out. You'll get notified and be able to catch up right away.
And you can comment first on all the videos.
Yeah. And then also, if you are listening, if you have downloaded this and you got this far to the end, go ahead and throw in some questions. Everyone who listens, that's not a question. That's just like a statement. That's just a fucking. This is all I get in the comments. I love you.
Don't forget to like shout us out, share us with your homies. I love you, and tweet us out.
Hell yeah, do it for the homies. And then, so yeah, most people that listen probably have seen this through Facebook or something. Probably that's where.
What's the most? It's the most popular social platform that we are on.
Well, I don't know if...
Should we start putting on TikToks? Is that a good idea?
I got some ideas.
You got some ideas.
Well, so I had Tony, right? And something, I don't know if you had read the comment or the summary of that last episode that I just posted, but basically he kind of has exploded on TikTok. And
everybody has.
I guess... Well, right, and that's the thing, is it looks like they are kind of setting it up. It is currently set up to where you can get a lot of exposure really quickly, and then obviously the real people that kind of ascend to that next tier are the ones that like really keep pumping it out and get a lot more elaborate, but like basically you have to do it every day. It's kind of one of those things. So like you can plateau very quickly. So that's why I haven't just jumped in or anything. But
I've been screaming. I've been screaming to all the people that I know that are content creators. I've been screaming, if you aren't on TikTok, do it. It is literally, well, one, it's super easy to do, and two, the amount of popularity and exposure and like discoverability that you have is unlike any other platform that I've seen. I have seen so many people blow up on that app like never before. But the only time I've ever seen anything like that was Vine.
Well, in such a short while too.
Yeah,
it is really what it is. It's like this kind of short window, because it was like, I remember it being a thing like last year, like literally. But it kind of didn't really, for some reason, it's just kind of really hit like a real like spike in popularity in the last couple months.
I think part of it has to do with the lockdowns and stuff, but I think at this point, to me, I'm so numbed by the numbers. People are like, oh yeah, I got 1 million likes on TikTok. I'm like, get those numbers up, baby, because it's weird to say, but that's very common in my eyes.
Yeah, well, like my friend Tony, a million is like 1 million likes as well. It's like would be crazy, but
I mean, it's still like psychologically speaking, it's a lot, right? But if you see the repetitive, how often people hit that milestone, it becomes it becomes not inflated, but you kind of get numb to it, right? Now, like 1 million likes on something like YouTube that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that would be insane. That's
that would
like
be
a
nuts.
huge video. Did they just give you money at that point? No, I'm just kidding.
I think maybe it just has to do with TikTok audience is more engaged on the platform.
I mean, it's really quick videos, and also the way the app is like technically set up, like you very quickly can go through these videos, and like your video will be recommended to a lot of different people, and they get swiped through a lot, so that'll kind of count as a view. So just the way it's designed, just from an app design standpoint, is just like,
the funny thing is, I preach
those stats.
I preach, if you want to be a content creator, get on TikTok and then go from there. And here I am, I don't bother with it at all. I'm old school like that.
I delved into the Instagram videos, and I have not done one in a while, but
Instagram's actually pretty good too.
I have a lot of ideas that kind of float through my head with all these like little skits and like little things, and like, oh man, that'd be funny. And mainly it's always something to do with music. Something I've discovered on TikTok is like, man, the music selection they have is fucking lame sometimes. Like I can't like get the right song that I need to like.
It's called
for this
royalty
video I
free.
I know, but I don't like it. I want to play System of a Down while there's a video of me fucking Fortnite dancing or I don't know.
If you did that, you would probably have like 10 billion likes.
Dude, I literally would be. I'd be elected fucking leader of the free world. Like when the aliens come down, they're like, take me to your leader.
You're gonna have to write it into law. In order to be a U.S. president, you have to be a native-born citizen, at least 35 years of age, and at least 10 million followers on TikTok.
Anyway, so again, this is the end officially. Go ahead, check us out on the platforms I mentioned before. Thank you for listening. Again, this is the Snoozecast. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.